You are listening to Holistic Travel Nurse Podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about essential oils. We're going to talk about Cassia and my other favorite one, cinnamon. And I think of cinnamon, and it almost brings me back to my childhood. And I don't know if you guys were like me and ate a lot of candies, and my favorite candies being that hot tamales. I love that flavor. I love cinnamon. Oh my goodness. It's just like, and then in a cinnamon roll or cinnamon buns or anything with cinnamon in it, I'm on. And cinnamon and vanilla, they pair so well together. Like, yummy. I'm probably making you hungry as you're listening to this, right? So let's first talk about Cassia oil. So there's more than one oils when it comes to we're talking about cinnamon. Cassia is the Chinese cinnamon. It's in the same family as like cinnamon when you talk about like cinnamon bark. It comes from the laurelic family. Has a very strong aroma. The essential oil is very potent and powerful. It's very intense. If you don't have it diluted, it can be irritating to the skin. So there's a huge safety rule when it comes to dealing with the skin. It blends well with balsamic fir, bergamot, black pepper, chamomile, coriander, frankincense. I've used doTERRAs in cooking many different times. It has the primary chemical constituent is cinnamaldehyde. That's one of the primary, and the bark and the leaves both have that. They're a little bit different in the chemical constituents of what cinnamon bark will do and what Cassia oil will have in it. And so when you think of the powder that you go and get to the store, that's most of the time ground up the Cassia cinnamon. That's most of the time that's what that is. So remember, you get it from the bark and the leaves. So you can get it from both different areas. There has been properties of this that help with discomfort and stomach irritation. So having it in a tea is really yummy. But there has been a caution with it. Some studies that are not concerned. They are concerned about whether or not this is safe during pregnancy or not. So I just pretty much avoid it. It does interact, and if you were using it on a consistent basis in a oral sense, it will interact with blood pressure medications and possibly aspirin, anti-platelet medications. So those are some reasons with Cassia you need to be careful with. But it also is very protective in many other ways, in lots of topical benefits and lots of aromatic benefits. Cassia inhibits pro-inflammatory molecules, and so it interacts with the COX-2 and the prostaglandins with inflammation. Also interacts with cytokines, cytokine 1L, and it also affects growth factors, beta. The chemical constituent has many studies about how it is aidful when wanting to deal with viruses and bacteria and which ones will deal with that. And there's an episode just for my Patreons that you can be a Patreon for only $1 and listen to that episode where we talk about viruses and bacteria and essential oils. So I won't go more into that. I do go more into that in my private Facebook group if that's something you want to like, when I educate about taking care of your health and doing it all naturally. But Cassia oil is one that blends well with citrus oils too when it comes to diffusing it, and smells a little bit like Christmas, so you can put it in your diffuser with some water. Again, cautious, not on the skin directly is not a great thing. It has also been helpful with some skin issues too. So you want to, if you want to do it with the skin, you want to definitely dilute it. But it's different when we're going to be looking at here this chemical constituents of cinnamon bark. I'm going to turn the page. I have one book that in the references if you want to know. So cinnamon bark, remember, same family, one of the same primary compounds, but then again they have a whole bunch of other different primary compounds that are a little different. So you can see this again if you really are way into that. I'll post these maybe in my private Facebook group, but they're different in chemical constituents. And if you put them next to one another, they're going to smell the same, but or a little different. I love the cinnamon. It is also another very hot oil when it comes to putting it on topically. I don't put it on topically. I would dilute it. I use it in a blend all the time, that because of the chemical constituents that I really, really love. But if you want to aid your glucose response and your beta cells with something natural, cinnamon has been studied to help with that. So it stimulates the beta cells to produce more insulin. Now, if there are people like a type 1 diabetic where it doesn't make any insulin, it might not be as beneficial, but it's still beneficial in many other ways, because it also is helpful with reducing triglycerides and increasing your HDLs. So that's another reason why you could put it. I know people that add the cinnamon. You can put like a drop on your coffee bean. I do a French press, and then you have that yummy flavor of that cinnamon coffee, and then add the rest of it, and it's yummy. It's totally yummy. You can also absolutely, with doTERRA's, cook with it. Speaking of, I'm drinking coffee as we talk. So cinnamon is in a blend, and it blends well with many other oils when it comes to aiding the immune system and aiding what it does antibacterial wise. It blends well with so many other oils and is actually very helpful when it comes to dealing with viruses. So that is one in a blend is a great idea, and it's already in one of the blends that I use all the time. So also another way you can use it, again, is on the bottom of the feet. You can do it with other hot oils, which is oregano, thyme, cinnamon bark, lemongrass, clove. Those are all very, very hot essential oils, only on the bottom of the feet, and never or anywhere else on your body without any carrier oil. They're going to be very toxic to the skin. They're going to be tingly and can cause very skin irritation. So those are very some essential oils that are great. But remember, less is more. You only need 1 or 2 drops to really do enhance the benefit. And of course, if you're talking about children, always you can double dilute and on the bottom of the feet. And so those are the big ways. And if, again, I wouldn't add it orally, like in a tea. You might get it on the lips if you just put like a drop on a cherry and try to drink it. It might get on your lips and be a little spicy if maybe at a straw. But then if you blend it in with your coffee, or you blend it in with cooking, then there's another way. But then when you heat up the essential oil, you're going to change the chemical constituents of it. Have you ever put the cinnamon sticks in water and boiled the water and made your house smell really yummy? That's the same concept. Half the time, though, when you see cinnamon in different spices and candles, it's a chemical that is not natural. They're not getting the natural cinnamon. They're getting something that was man-made, and your body knows the darn difference. So this is why it's so darn important to use something natural. That's going to be, when it comes to making the house smell really good, it really does smell so good with your wild orange. It smells really good with your black pepper and your pepper oils when it comes to actually diffusing it, and you're going to get that properties. I don't necessarily clean the house with it, because when you are using oils and water, and I make my household cleaners, oils and waters, don't mix, and so you have to shake it up, and then it actually draws it into your skin quicker, so then it can just be more tingly if you have a hot oil like that in. Now, if you do, you can have some carrier oil with it. And there's some other yummy products that are made with a little of this, all diluted for you, that I can share with you, again, in my private Facebook group. Cinnamon increases the effectiveness of antibiotics, though. So it's really great to use conjunctive with a antiviral or antibacterial. They actually have shown really great benefits of that. There are some incredible studies on that chemical constituent being helpful. And so if that is something that you think about, that you need, that is beneficial, that is something to use. Also, animal research shows that cinnamon bark may help protect the kidneys. And so it can be an aid in being protective of the kidneys. So it is something that there is ways you can be taking this internally every day that is very safe. And I share those, again, all on my private Facebook group, because there's something that about having The antioxidant support too with the body when it comes to having this amazing benefit of a cinnamon essential oil. And remember, kashi is a little different, but kashi too. You can mix it up. You can say what works best for you. We're all a little different chemistry wise. So other ways of using cinnamon: combine it with peppermint, marjoram, lemon, nutmeg. Those are all great oils, again, that have been helpful with discomfort or fatigue. And so those are definitely some hot ways. If you want to dilute it, you can make a rollerball maybe with that. And again, that's peppermint, marjoram, lemon, and nutmeg. Now, nutmeg, you just can't really almost get nutmeg essential oil by itself. It takes probably pounds and pounds and pounds to get any of the nutmeg essential oil by itself. But then again, I think of cinnamon and I also think of Christmas time, but I'm recording this and it's the end of April and I still love my cinnamon. Oh my goodness. It's still yummy to cook with, and you can add it to your pancake mix. You can add it to your French toast with some wild orange. If you're making French toast, it's really yummy with those things. Again, if you're a coffee drinker and you like that cinnamon flavor, you can do it with your coffee, and you can do it with turmeric, and you have turmeric and essential oil together, and those are going to benefit if blood sugar is something that you struggle with and maintaining a healthy blood sugar in your body. Those are just some little aids to help you out that are protective and yummy at the same time. So think of cinnamon in that way. It blends also really well, again, with wild orange, cloves, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary. So those are another blend that it blends so well with. Again, and I would use this in a situation where I'm adding it to my coffee, or if I want to get it and to make things smell good, or cooking. Absolutely cooking. So I hope that this has been a short little tip on cinnamon and kashi, and knowing that they're both hot oils. They're both a little bit different chemistry when it comes to the chemical constituents of each one of them, but they both have some incredible different health benefits to them. And there's something that maybe you can incorporate into your daily routine to enhance your body. So there's always little things that we can be doing, just like drinking very good water. Like I tell people, please don't drink water from a water bottle. Don't buy bottled water as much. Buy a system where you can filtrate it yourself. That's probably better, because those water bottles, I went off topic of cinnamon, but the water bottles, absorb all those toxins. I don't care if they're BPA free. And so then you get those toxins in your water. And so if you would do a couple things for yourself and invest in some kind of filtration system at home, that's probably one of the best things. And if you're adding any of your oils to the water and drinking them, that's fine, but you want to do it in a glass cup. Glass or stainless steel are safe. So I hope that this is helpful for you guys. I hope you are enjoying my podcast and that you're getting some health benefits, and you're finding, ways to manage your health or ways to set up a protocol. But that's one of the things I love to do one-on-one with you. And that's what I still do, is I will set up a protocol and I will work with you with your specific needs and help you take care of your health naturally. I'm also looking for people that will want to do that with others, that really have a passion for making a difference in this world and helping others as I do. I mean, this is the time after this COVID-19 thing where we really should be stepping up and figuring out how we can help our neighbors. And this is one way to do it. So get educated. Get inspired, do something amazing for somebody else today, and share this podcast. And I look forward to you reaching out to me at holistictravelnurse@gmail.com. You can go to my website, they're all in the show notes, or you can just send me a message. I answer them personally. Look forward to chatting with you.